That makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, we're live. Okay.
Oh, hey y'all.
Okay, what's up, everybody? I am
Heck
back
yeah.
for the third time in a row, and this time we're running a much different game here. This time we're running Pokemon Yellow, which out of these three games is probably my least competent, but we're gonna try and have some fun here. Joining with me this time, I have a commentator. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. I'm Randall Eats Cheese, and I am just helping out as we go into the world of Pokemon and all that.
That's right. And this guy's really good at Pokemon. So.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Anyway, just setting options.
Yeah. So I set the options. Fast text, so I could mash through text quicker. Set battle style on set, so that way the game the game doesn't have to ask me to switch Pokemon every single time, because we don't have to do that at all. And then battle animations off, because battle animations are slow. And without further ado, let's go ahead and begin this in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And now we get our first. Now we get the first use of Pikachu here. So
Let's see how it does.
yeah. So it's Pikachu versus Eevee.
Fight of the Century.
Okay, he goes for Tail Whip.
19 HP is pretty solid.
Oh, with a crit. Okay, well, he's putting up a fight so far. Oh, now he goes for the tackle.
Really weak
Oh,
defense.
man.
Really weak defense.
Okay, well, we did it.
Alright, well done. Heck yeah, Pikachu. Congratulations.
Wait,
I think
Restream lost internet? Uh-oh.
Did it now? Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, I still see it.
I don't, but... Okay. Alrighty.
Wait,
So...
wait, did it actually? I still see the stream.
Let me see if I can reload it. But... Unfortunately, we kind of just missed the only fight that we're going to be using Pikachu in, so... Yeah!
Yeah. Alright, so...
Sorry to all y'all.
Okay, so now we're going through Route 1, and when you're going through Route 1, you have about, like, I believe it's like 10% to get an encounter for each tile. And so on average, you might see like maybe like 3 or 4 encounters. And we have to go through Route 1 like 3 times. We go to the mart here in Viridian City to get Oak's parcel. You have to go back and deliver it back to Professor Oak. And I guess while we're going through that, there isn't really a whole lot to say. I ran Red last year in the last Link to the Cure event, and you might be thinking, why we're running Yellow? Like, even though, like, isn't it a similar game? And the answer is that Yellow's different enough that it's actually worth showing this game off.
Yeah, the routes are fairly different. Like, we're going to end up with the same Pokemon, as a little spoiler, but
Yeah.
the route itself the game itself has a very different run. And we're going to be able to see that from the start, really.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, we start with Pikachu, which the first gym leader is Brock, who uses Rock-type Pokemon. He uses Rock and Ground Pokemon, and obviously with Pikachu being an Electric type and is only moving Thundershock, he cannot do anything to any of Brock's Pokemon. So we have to rely on something else, which can be a little.
I think it gains double kick, but it's just too slow because Pikachu sucks. Just to put it nicely.
Yeah. The other thing about Pikachu is that Pikachu does not evolve in this game, so that automatically creates a huge disadvantage throughout the run. For 2 encounters so far, it's not bad.
Not too bad. Pretty okay for a marathon. I would say that.
Usually in like world record attempts, you see people reset at like maybe 3 or 4 encounters.
No, fewer.
Yeah, fewer
Especially with the current record, but yeah. Or just us getting, like, for us plebs, getting 3, 4, totally fine.
Alright, so we don't get
way, we're gonna go back
right off the bat, so we have to go do some shopping here. So we're gonna go ahead and buy some Pokeballs.
Yeah, so in Gen 1, Oak can give you Pokeballs, but to do that, you actually have to fight the optional rival fight over to the west of Viridian. There's actually some interesting stuff about that fight over there. Main thing is all of the rivals' pokes are a higher level, and therefore it's just slow to go fight, and you probably will lose anyways, so we just ignore that fight. The game will count it as if we lost that fight, because we just never fought it. And the fight actually changes how the late game is going to go. The rival fights, I mean.
Yeah, Yellow treats the rival fights as like a difficulty setting. So since we won the rival fight, we're gonna have neutral difficulty, as we're gonna be skipping the optional Viridian rival fight. But coming up is RNG manipulation. So Randall, do you want to explain RNG manipulation?
Yeah, sure. So when you hard reset the console in Gen 1 and in just like most gens for the Game Boys, you reset all the RNG values and just like a bunch of values to 0, and then from there, if you do a set of inputs and movement and such sort, you actually can predict
how the RNG is going to go. Okay.
All right. What an easy catch.
Alright, nice.
So here we're actually manipulating a Nidoran with 15 attack and 14 speed. I'm using DVs, which are the Gen 1 and 2. Nice, alright, 13 special, that's pretty good. So you get, so we get to manipulate a Nidoran with 15 attack, 14 speed, which is enough. And then this one that we got here has 9 defense and 13 special. So yeah, it's a really good one. And we're going to be using it for the rest of the run.
And we do have to level up Nidoran, so we do have to fight some extra trainers here.
Yeah, we're going to be... So the end goal is we want to be level 12 before Brock, and we don't have any fancy switch training or anything like that, as we would in Red, so we have to do it the old-fashioned way of having Nidoran go and fight some Pokemon, kill some, get some experience, hopefully 4-shot this Caterpie, but probably not in this case. Yeah, this is definitely not killing, but oh well.
So it is a bit of a grind in the beginning, but it does end up paying off after the spoilers.
Oh yeah, it does. So each Caterpie on this fight will give you a level here, which gives us level 8, and then at level 8 we learn the move no, not String Shot. I just saw String Shot and I said String Shot. We gained the move Horn Attack.
And Horn Attack is more accurate and also stronger than Tackle. So as soon as we get it after this fight, we're gonna be using it immediately after in the next fight.
Yeah, and we're gonna be using it for the next 40, 50 minutes or so. It's a really good move.
So in Red, we skip all these trainers except for the last one, because the last one is required. Because in Red, you start with Squirtle, and obviously with Squirtle, he has a much easier time with Brock than Nidoran does. So this early game is automatically just like much slower. Yellow.
But we get a bunch of levels out of it, which can really help us out.
Yeah. So there's a lot of encounters here. The encounter rate's much higher in the forest than it is in red, I'm hoping I encounter a certain Pokemon out of all these encounters that we're going to be getting. And if we don't,
watch it be the really rare version of it, and then you just regret everything when you try to run.
Yeah. But it doesn't look like we're going to get it, so which means that we're going to do another RNG manipulation called Pidgey manipulation.
Yeah. So in yellow, in red, there's a really fun thing about the forest where there's certain grass tiles in the walkway. So when you walk on those grass tiles, you don't generate any encounter checks. Those tiles don't exist in yellow, so we don't get that nice little cop-out of, wow, okay, now there's, like, on average, less than one encounter, no matter how poorly you play. So, getting encounters is, unfortunately, unsurprising.
I'm dead.
Wait, what? No.
Okay, what do I do here?
Oh. Let's see.
Do I just do this again?
Wait.
Do I just do Minip again? Because I'm missing experience from Metapod.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay. Right,
Might as well.
Yeah. So the experience route is okay. So that's a pretty big mistake right there.
That's just dumb though. Getting crit by Metapod. All right, we're off to a great start.
Yeah. Oh,
Let's go get the 13 special Nido again. It's fine.
Wait, I think I have to reload the area because that didn't work this time.
Ew, what? No, it should be fine. No, it resets back to before you did anything, so it should be fine.
So I'm doing something called YOLO Ball here, which which is a term for basically just catching the Pokemon without having to weaken it. You have a higher catch rate, weakening the by damaging the Pokemon when you catch them. So, with YOLO Ball, it makes it so that we don't have to heal the Nidoran after we catch it. And the other thing is that because Pikachu has Thundershock, it has a chance to paralyze the Nidoran, which loses quite a bit of time. Alright, so we are losing like maybe 3 or 4...
6 minutes?
Something like that,
5
yeah.
minutes?
But the estimate's really generous. I set the estimate really generously, so we should be able to be fine. It's just... that was a misplay on my part. Wow. While we are getting back to the fight, fight that I lost from, what you're seeing occasionally are critical hits. Critical hits work differently in Generation 1 compared to other Pokemon games. Critical hits, the critical hit chances are determine your Pokemon's base speed. So with some Pokemon, you'll see crits more often than others.
Yeah, there's going to be one really dangerous Pokemon on one of the gym fights that can absolutely demolish you if it crits, and it's very fast and has a really high chance of critting. Another thing about crits is the damage itself is not doubled or multiplied by 1.5 the way it would be in future gens. The way damage gets calculated is the game doubles your level and recalculates your stats. So, and it ignores all stat changes, so the Leers would not matter for any crits, which can really mess you up, because that could sometimes mean you're doing less damage because you're critting.
Yeah. So in a lot of cases, crits are usually good, but in the case of these early fights, because we're using Leer a lot in order to soften up our opponents, crits are generally not a good thing to have at the moment.
Yeah. The later we get in the run, the more likely that crits actually help, because the higher your level, the more of a damage boost you get from a crit, because the way stats are determined per level, and yeah. And you're also going to be using fewer stat-changing moves and items, so that's another factor that is pretty nice. But for now, we're just gonna try to not die. Let's see. Let's see how the Metapod goes.
It was a misplay on my part. I misclicked on the Pokeball, and
yeah, that's a thing that happens all the time in Yellow, because it's just something you have to really get used to.
Yeah.
Because in Yellow you can't buffer from the bag into slot 2 the way you can in Red, which means for now we might accidentally chuck a Pokeball. Later on in the run, it might mean we accidentally chuck the bike. But let's see. Let's see how this goes. Forest, be nice.
I wonder if using the item there affected that.
No, wait, what? No, using the potion is fine, as long as you just, buffer the menu, so... Don't think that's the IGT. I don't remember this one too well.
Okay, not the tile that I want to get the Pidgey, but we still got it.
Alright.
So you can also do a YOLO Ball here, but because we don't use Pidgey, it's not as important to go for YOLO Ball, so I just weaken the Pidgey and then catch it.
Yeah, and also that specific Pidgey, we didn't design the minute to catch this specific Pidgey. There's a Pidgey that shows up the tile right before starting the bug catcher fight that I know works.
Yeah.
But for now, it's just, yeah, we just go ahead and Horn Attack to weaken the one that we got. Might as well. It's close enough as well that, like, we probably shouldn't be getting an encounter in between the fights, but we did.
So this fight is usually a pain in the butt in Red, because this guy would have a Weedle, and Weedle has Poison Sting, and it can poison you, but this guy has a Caterpie, and even if he had a Weedle in this game, it wouldn't be much of a problem at all, because Nidoran is a poison type that cannot get poisoned.
Yeah, and also Nidoran has more attack and levels, so all the attacks are, and also Horn Attack is a stronger move than Tackle, so there's just a lot of advantages. That being said, you do take more damage from a hit from Caterpie, because Poison Sting does like 3 to Squirtle, whereas Tackle does 4 to Nidoran.
Okay, so we're not gonna get an encounter on the next tile. You cannot get encounters for 3 tiles after the current encounter.
Rule,
which is
yeah,
which is good. It makes it so that we can't get infinite, which is really convenient.
It's a pain in the butt in Catch 'em All, but no, it's not really actually. You just have to be aware of it.
Yeah. Right, so we're out of the forest now.
Either way. Yep. And now we get to go to another fight that can kill you. One that we actually do sort of expect to die in.
Yeah.
And that's the Lightyear guy.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to save, as I'm not gonna lose. I'm not gonna lose another 5 minutes here. You're not really that likely to die here, but if you do die, then it's really bad.
Crits just screw you over all over the place. It's actually critting the Diglett is fine, but that's literally the only crit that's going to be nice to you. Every other crit either forces you to heal or just kills you outright.
Yeah.
There's one that has a chance of doing that, actually. I should probably not be too crazy about this. But either way, this is the Lightyear guy. In any run where you actually fight him, he pretty much always sucks. Oh, there's a crit.
Alright, so this HP is actually low enough to actually do a nice little skip right here. So this is, so when you're in red bar, then the low HP sound overlaps with the level up jingle. And so that allows us to save like 6 seconds in that fight.
Yeah. Pokemon exiting and also leveling up. In red, it also skips entrance cries, which is insane. But we don't get that benefit in yellow, unfortunately, but it's still really awesome.
Yeah, it's still, red bar's still useful. It's just not as useful. So here's Brock. Brock is pretty annoying in this game because his Onix has Bind, and Bind is a trap move, and whenever you get whenever you get hit by a trap move, then you will just get trapped in there for about like 2 to 5 turns. And so the Onix then used Bide, and so I'm actually stalling by using Leer, so that way I don't get hit by the Bide. Now he's using Bide again, but this is fine because I pretty much win from here.
Bide doesn't let you take a turn. You just sit and take a little bit of damage, and then once you're done taking the damage, you double that damage back in return. But that assumes that you actually live. So the Onix is dead, so you can't touch the Nidoran anymore. So that's an easy fight. That went swimmingly.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully the rest of the gym battles go this easily.
Oh yes,
the gyms are harder.
Yeah, and yes, Retro, you are correct because the Onix does outspeed you, so he can use Bind after you get out of Bind. So you can lose so much time in the fight.
And there's more versions of that type of move that are coming up here on Route 3. But the fights in Route 3 are fairly okay, especially in yellow.
Yeah. You're much higher level in this route. Like, you're in level 8 in red, so these fights are a lot harder.
Yeah. You switch train the Nidoran from 4 to 8 by using Squirtle to beat Brock, because Squirtle just beats Brock better. Whereas there's no Squirtle in this game, and also Nidoran actually gains a move that can beat Brock. So you just train Nidoran to get double kick, and then you double kick through those rocks. Double kick is a really nice move. The shadow best move in the game.
Way better than Poison Sting.
Poison Sting's... yeah, it's actually kind of lackluster, not gonna lie. Can't say too much. I was gonna say it was okay, and it is, but it's just really unremarkable. But either way, so we actually have one really busted item now. We haven't really mentioned it. It's Brock's gym badge. The Boulder badge. It boosts our attack, and M-Chan, do you want to talk about badge boost, or do you want me to do it?
I don't really know the full technical explanation. I do know that you do gain a stat boost depending on which badge you get, So in this case, Brock gives us the boulder badge, which gives us the attack boost, I believe.
Yeah.
And so our attack does more. Right now, our attacks do more damage, and it does wear out whenever you level up.
The really cool thing about badge boosts is every time your stats get changed. So every time you get, whether it's you get string shot by a bug, or Ekans leers you, I guess, or using an X item on yourself, you reapply those badge boosts. So you're boosting your attack, and eventually, in later stages of the game, we're going to be boosting our speed with X specials and such sort. It's crazy. We also have to make sure that our experience is correct so that the badge boosts wear off at the time that we want it. We are okay with it wearing off and such sort.
Yeah.
Didn't hit the Weedle range, unfortunately, but Poison Sting is an okay outcome. So we just go ahead and double kick to finish it off, because in Gen 1, moves have two different types of animations when animations are turned off. There's one where the move can shake, and then there's one where the move flashes. So every time that M-Chan's using Horn Attack or Tackle, you see that the game is flashing the opponent's Pokemon when they get hit. Whereas with Double Kick, it's just a shake. And even factoring in if you're triggering super effective or not very effective text, it's faster to just do a shake move. So that's why we get to use a lot of... That's why it looks like M-Chan does not know his type advantages. It's because it's faster to not know.
I didn't play Sword and Shield
Hey, I need to squeeze in... I need to squeeze in my hop jokes.
I know.
Like, how do you know your type advantages? Oh man.
I played Sword and Shield a lot, that's how.
Congratulations. Oh my gosh, a critical hit. Wow.
So now our Nidorann's evolved now to a Nidorino. And very quickly we're about to get Nidoking very soon. So this is one of the really nice things about using Nidoran throughout the whole game. It's
you get a huge power spike early. And it's only going to get more busted as the run continues, to be really honest. Like, you're going to get more and more power spikes. It's an absolute beast in Gen 1. Right. It's even more of a beast in Yellow, because there's actually nothing to compare to it. Whereas in Red, there's in Red and Blue, Squirtle / Blastoise kinda, but not really compares. But for Yellow, that doesn't really exist as an option.
Alright, so a lot of people don't really
By the
get
way,
happy
we're going to be
about
going
this, as we're going to be depositing Pikachu. We'll explain a little bit as to...
We will not miss you.
On.
We will not miss you.
The really,
okay,
the really loud Pikachu's cry. And yeah, we're gonna heal up because we're kind of low on power points. And then coming up is another manipulation, Mount Moon manipulation. As I'm gonna be going through the entire... I'm gonna try to go through the entire dungeon without running into any encounters. And I'm gonna give it one try because it's not super important to get it, but it'd be cool.
You got this, don't worry.
This is the most stressful 2 minutes of your life. might have messed up. Yeah, I figured. I bonked on the wall. But as you saw right there, I made it far enough to where it's actually worth going for it anyway. So I'm not gonna do it again.
Yeah. Nice Paris.
I did catch a Paris. I did find a Paris though. In
It's not even useful.
in old red runs, you're just hoping for a Paris there, but we don't need Paris.
Yeah. But in red nowadays with RNG manipulation, we just get a Paris for free. Or, well, kind of free. So we actually aren't catching anything. We tossed our Pokeballs back in the forest when we exited, because we caught a Nidoran and a Pidgey, and that's all we need, actually. And we put away Pikachu, because we don't need that lame Pokemon that's stupidly laggy, and triggers unnecessary cutscenes and other stuff. So yeah. Either way, so during Moon Manip, we picked up a couple of items. We picked up a rare candy and a Moonstone. That Moonstone is going to let us evolve our Nidorino to Nidoking. And the rare candy is going to be useful later because a rare candy boosts your levels. We don't use every item the same way as we would in Red. For example, in Red's Moon Manip, you actually pick up the TM for Water Gun, and then the TM for Mega Punch, and also an Escape Rope. We don't need any of those. In the case of the Escape Rope, it's just useless. Then Water Gun, we don't really need it because we have Double Kick to beat some Rock-type Pokemon. And then Mega Punch, we have enough levels that Horn Attack will deal enough damage on its own, so we don't really need Mega Punch or anything like that. There are options for like a Mega Punch route, but it takes some other stuff to happen for it to even be worth it. And I think the Manip for it is just slower, not to mention the extra walking time. So yeah, now that we're Nidoking, these fights here are kind of insignificant. We just kind of beat everything in 2 shots or so. Coughing is a range to 2-shot, I think. Right? Right.
Yeah,
no, I don't,
yeah,
I think
it's a range of 2-shot, yeah.
Yeah.
But coming up, we uphold the tradition to praise Helix. Just kidding.
Heck yeah. Wait, what? You didn't? How dare you? I'm on a delay, so I actually haven't seen which fossil you picked, so just... Okay, yeah.
Some people aren't happy with that.
I got debated. Oh, man. Not like this.
So not only that's slower, but it also produces an extra tile for an encounter.
Oh, yeah. Actually, well, not really, but sort of. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. Either way, there are fewer fights in Yellow's Mount Moon than Red's, and they're also safer because we're already a Nidorino, and then we just go into a Nidoking immediately. And then we get to fight Jesse and James. Except the game just calls them Rocket, because they're not allowed to say Jesse and James or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't get it either. We need to talk after this run? Alright.
We need to talk after this run. I agree.
Retro's a friend of mine, so we have these conversations.
This coughing is a 3-shot. It does look like it might be a range, but no, it's not. So we finish up, and then we exit Mount Moon. Pretty simple. We took the center at Mount Moon, so we actually don't need to take the center at Cerulean City. And also, taking it doesn't save time, so we just go ahead and skip that center, and we just head straight over to the perennial Pokemon speedrunning fun fight. Even though it's become a lot easier in recent gens. Rival 2 is it's just a nightmare for a lot of runs. Like,
Yeah.
Hoenn games, Johto games.
In this game, it's not
Even
bad
Kanto
in the
games
sense
still.
where you're gonna die. It's bad because Blue has 2 Pokemon that has Sand Attack, and Sand Attack is unbelievably busted in this game. It lowers your accuracy by 1/3, so you have a pretty good chance at missing quite a bit after 1 Sand Attack.
But we're also at, like, crazy high HP, so we don't necessarily die unless we miss a lot.
Yeah.
In which case...
But what I'm gonna
I
do,
don't know.
if I get Sand Attack at least twice, is I'm gonna do a safety strat where I switch out to my Pidgey to regain my accuracy.
This Spearow also knows the move Growl, and if it uses that, it can mess up your attack.
Okay,
The
okay.
badge boost from layer there doesn't help because we level up immediately and lose that badge boost.
Okay, we don't have to. We do not have to worry about Sand Attack. We did get a Sand Attack, but it missed, which is good.
Oh yeah, fails.
In
Yeah.
in Gen 1, when AIs use moves that affect your stats, then they have a 25% chance of missing.
Don't believe the propaganda. That's not a Gen 1 miss, unfortunately. We still might see a Gen 1 miss. And in most cases, it's not good, but that's not a Gen 1 miss.
Yeah, so in
So String Shot failing or Sand Attack, anything of that sort, those are actually possible and not just Gen 1 misses.
yeah, so in this game, for 100% accurate moves, they have a 1 in 256 chance of missing. And we haven't seen it so far, and I was hoping we wouldn't get to see it. But, I mean, we still haven't seen it
There's
yet.
always a chance, but yeah. World Record gets a really hilarious Gen 1 miss. That's also really good, but generally when you see Gen 1 misses, they're not good.
Yeah, even trainers can Gen 1 miss, which is sometimes a good thing.
Yeah. There's some really funny, amazing Gen 1 misses that I haven't seen yet. I'm not talking about the one in World Record. That one I have seen. It's not quite as good as some of the ones that I'm thinking of as things that can happen. Man, some of those would be hilarious. But now we're on Nugget Bridge. We're using a bunch of 100% accurate moves. We're, well, 255 out of 256 accurate. But, so, the moves are mostly kill. Like, there's nothing too crazy about the bridge here. But we're nearing level 21, which is really nice. Because that will let us spike in power even more. As if we weren't already the unkillable monster that Nidoking is.
Yeah, and because we're higher leveled, this is this bridge is significantly easier to go through than in Red. What makes Nugget Bridge really hard in Red is that in Red we take advantage of a trick called instant text, where all the text appears at once and it saves quite a bit of time. But in Yellow we don't do instant text because it doesn't work the same way at all. So
it just doesn't work.
Yeah, we have the option of healing whenever things go poorly.
Yeah, to preserve instant text in Red, you can't pull up a single menu, and that really changes this section of the run from here to Bill, and then from there to Misty, and then all the way to the boat. It changes everything in Red. And another thing is, in Red you're using Mega Punch because you're lower level, so Horn Attack isn't doing as much damage, so you need the power boost of Mega Punch, which unfortunately is not 100% accurate, not even 255 out of 256. It's just
special.
like 85%. Yeah. You can, so here we rare candy to level 23, and candying to 23 gets us the one level up move that Nidoking learns, and oh man, it's an amazing move. It's Thrash. Thrash, it puts you into, it's like 90 or 95 power, I don't remember which. But you get locked into thrashing about, as the game puts it, for 3 to 4 turns. And in that 3 to 4 turns sequence, you can't move, you can't swap Pokemon, but you're just constantly attacking. You don't have to select moves. And it's just a really strong attack, and it's going to be our main move for a whole bunch of this run. And from here on out, we pretty much one-shot everything. There's one poke that we won't be one-shotting using Thrash, but everything else just dies from here until Bill. So we won't die anymore unless we just Gen 1 miss into something really ridiculous.
So this whole route, or at least the next 2 routes, is just a whole gauntlet of trainers. So it is kind of a bit of a slog.
But you get a lot of money and experience. The important thing is you're going to get to level 25 from Misty.
And yeah, you need to be level 25 for Misty in order to win against
Speed.
In order to win against Misty's Starmie.
You can beat Misty Starmie before that, but it's a whole lot less likely if you're not a TAS. Shout out to the TAS. Some really crazy things happen. I don't remember the current TAS too well, but it's a Nidoking route that does some really ridiculous stuff. It's amazing. Really fun watch. Check out TyKevin83 if you want to take a look and see what tomfoolery goes around in there.
Yeah, Pokemon TAS
Speaking of TAS
really
threats,
cool.
Speaking of Pokemon TAS strats, we actually just did one in which we grabbed the Charmander. So this is why we didn't catch a Cutter or anything of the sort in Mount Moon. Because Mount Moon has a Sandshrew or a Paris available, but it's just faster to pick up Charmander, because Charmander learns the same moves that you would be teaching Sandshrew and Paris, those being Cut and Dig. So, yeah, the game gives you the option of grabbing all 3 of the starter Pokemon at some point in the game. Charmander's the only one we're going to be grabbing. Nice crit!
Yeah,
that should get the range.
Yeah, that's good, because that Onix has Bind, and it sucks.
Yeah. I mean, at 25 HP, it's not a problem.
Trigger the fight.
Yeah. In the case of the boyfriend, you literally can't do that because of where he's placed, so just let him walk up to you.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to be talking to as many trainers as we possibly can for the rest of the run because of that, the exclamation point and all that jazz. Now we're done with this section.
Here's Bill. He's disguised as a Pokemon. In Let's Go, he's a Nidorino.
Yeah. If you still have Pikachu with you, it triggers some weird cutscene where, like, I don't know, Pikachu checks out this Nidoran or something, whatever this Bill contraption. I don't even know. I don't know what to call him. I don't really care either.
He's trying to figure out what Bill is. While we're
That's one of the reasons why. Yeah, right. Yeah, Pikachu's trying to figure out what the heck that thing is, just like I am right now.
It's a Nidorino in Let's Go.
Oh my gosh, that the first time I saw Bill / Nidorino stand up in Let's Go, I was like,
yeah.
I was just too confused and surprised to have any words. We have to walk out of Bill's house in Yellow. In Yellow, the game sort of patched digging out of buildings. There are some buildings we can dig out of, or do something of the sort, but Yellow, we can't do that, so we didn't grab the escape rope, which we would have used to get out of Bill's house in Red. Instead, we just take the long walk back. We take the Cerulean Center now, because Misty is a fun fight.
You can actually
Just
skip
a
the
little
center if depending on your HP. But since I'm really low, it would not be worth it.
I don't even know if it would be worth it in a marathon in general, unless you're actually just like full HP or something crazy.
Yeah, which
Oh,
my last practice run, I came out of bridge with like 70 HP.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
What
an easy game.
Yeah, well, easy.
Yeah. A common theme about the gym leaders is the gym fights are just harder in yellow compared to red.
Nice. Supersonic Miss is good.
But that's not so nice. What an easy game. Like I said, nothing can possibly go wrong, right? Oh, wait a second. I'm assuming you're like somewhere around like saving or starting up the Misty fight right now.
I'm about to start
exactly
Misty. At full HP, this fight's pretty free.
You say that now.
Please, dude, that can't
But
possibly
yeah,
happen.
it shouldn't be that bad. Like, it's not like. So, Misty's Staryu dies in one shot to Thrash.
All right,
so
we win.
just Thrash and then we. Oh, see.
Unless, okay, we're good. The Starmie's Bubble Beam can speedfall, and if that happens, then then I may not have won.
And yeah, crit almost deals full damage to you. But Misty can also use Water Gun. I haven't seen it in a while, but it's possible, and it's just nicer. In red, you heal just out of kill range for Bubble Beam, and then you just get instant text. So hopefully you just don't die, and then hopefully you're at high enough HP that you don't have to heal and get instant text again. We don't have that problem here in yellow because we don't have instant text to get. Another difference between red and yellow for the routes is we fight the dig rocket now in yellow, whereas in red you don't have enough experience to hit level 25 on your own, so you actually have to go fight this guy early. But here we just do it now. It's also easier now that we have the extra level of. We are now level 25 for the dig rocket, so that's also pretty handy.
Something else to note is that in really old red/yellow runs before manipulation, Misty was like the hardest fight in the game because you're just constantly
horrible.
Yeah, because like if you didn't have good speed, then your chances of surviving Misty would be really hard.
Yeah. Like, we barely have enough experience to outspeed Misty with 14 DV. Imagine it with, like, even 10. You're already outsped by the Starmie. Something like that. It's kind of horrible. Also, you're ahead of me on the stream, so you're going to have to explain jingle skips.
Okay, so what I just did there is you might want to try refreshing the stream, but what I did there is this is another benefit for naming your character one letter. There's enough text to where I can actually clear the hidden item text box before the jingle plays, and then it just skips the jingle completely.
Yeah. And now we just head on down to Vermilion. We get to thrash a couple more fights. But the fights themselves, not too bad. You can get trolled by a quick attack, dealing damage from the Pidgeys, or like 6 from Eradicate, but at this HP, you don't die.
Yeah, it can be kind of scary if you come out of Misty with red bar, because you're just hoping that they don't use quick attack.
I think for me, I just take the center again.
Oh, you take the center again?
Let's take the center of shame. It's also nice because the PB attempt route has fewer potions than you have, so instead of healing and using the 1 or 2 potions that I have left, I just take the center of shame and I cry. But and then I just get enough damage that it's like nothing ever changed. because, yeah, this split can be really wild in terms of the damage you take. Because the gym leader is...
The differences of a few inputs.
Yeah. That's what comes... That's what a lot of the menuing and all that stuff in this game, and Gen 1 in general, comes down to. So here's Boat Rival. This is... I think it's just the easiest rival fight in the run.
Yeah, it's super free.
Because
in Red, this fight's a troll because instead of Spearow, Red has a Pidgeotto and it knows Sand Attack.
Yeah. But here we have something pretty easy. Everything dies in one shot, because we're using Bubble Beam now, so we don't even need to worry about Sand Attack. So that's it for the boat. You've gotten cut. Also, Sand Attack from the Pidgeotto in Red is super stupid, because you're usually with Instant Text, so you swap to get rid of the accuracy drop, but that also gets rid of Instant Text. So, or you stay in, and the accuracy drop gets compounded by the fact that you're using Thrash. It's some really weird feature that I don't understand at all, but basically your accuracy is even worse when you use Thrash when you're Sand Attacked. For us, we just exit the boat. We don't care about that stuff.
Yeah. So I'm actually doing an optional fight. Normally in Pokemon
Gentle
runs,
Mandy!
normally in Pokemon runs, you don't want to fight any extra trainers because you don't really gain much of benefits, and they just straight up lose time. But this trainer in particular is really beneficial because we get an extra level from this fight, and then he also has a rare candy behind him. So that's 2 extra levels that are going to be very beneficial for us for the next segment of the run.
Yeah. Gentle Mandy, let's go! Alright, shoutouts to the Pokemon community for coming up with Gentle Mandy instead of just Gentleman Candy and all that. Let's see. So, we're going to be exiting the boat, and hopefully you exit at a time that makes the cans okay. Sheesh. It's, yeah. So in Red, you would save and quit to manipulate the cans, but in Yellow, it's just faster on average to just go in, which is great if things go well. If things don't go well, it's not great.
Yeah, but it's not very likely. It's not too likely that you'll get trolled hard, but it does happen every once in a while.
Yeah.
But what I'm gonna do first is I'm going to go over to this building and get the bike voucher, because in Red you would actually dig out of here, but you can't do that. So we have to dig out somewhere else.
You're doing it now. Okay, yeah, makes sense. Oh, digging.
8 cute, lovely, smart, plus amazing. You think so? Oh, yes, it's sunny. Kindly love it. Hug it when sleeping warm and cuddly, spectacular.
You actually read the text? Wait, you read the text?
Yeah, it's.
I don't. I can't even time the text boxes. I'm just too bored by the stuff, so I just mindlessly mash through it instead of trying to time it. And I'm not even good at mashing, so it just looks really bad for me. Fun thing about Gen 1 and also Gen 2 as well. Text is kind of weird. If you mash through text, the game actually slows down, and yeah, it's just slower. It's like there's this thing called print letter delay. It kind of sucks, but
alright, here we go.
No. Cut to the tree and get some good cans, please.
Nope.
Please.
Nope.
Oh.
Okay, this is not looking good. Okay. Alright, 75%. Dang.
Okay, cans, be nice, please, or don't suck as much as you are already
Okay,
doing.
this one's a 50% chance? Dang. Oh my goodness. This is the worst luck I've seen so far.
Not close for me.
There's definitely much worse ones.
Yeah. This is the
there we
disadvantage
go.
of just manipless cans. But it's not quite it's not quite red level of busted. Like in red, there's always a chance that the top left can happens to be a can. It can be your first can, and it can be your second can, and it can be both cans. It's so weird.
And then there's also a chance where a can just doesn't exist at all, which is also really dumb.
That exists here in yellow as well, which is part of why you... That's another reason why you don't save and quit.
Okay,
or
nice.
Save.
So we just got a pretty free fight. I probably should have saved, but with this HP, it's not super likely.
66 is fine.
Yeah, but either way, that was easy. He growl miss made it a really easy fight.
Yeah, so that Raichu, this game's gym leaders are kind of based off of the anime, so Surge doesn't have a bunch of Pokemon. He only has a Raichu that has like Mega Punch and Mega Kick. For those of you who have seen or run Fire and Leaf Green, you would know that both moves are strong, but also insanely inaccurate. So, getting misses from those just sometimes happens. You also can get hit, crit, and who knows.
So
one fun story I like to...
Surge can either go really well or really badly. In this case, I got it really well.
Yeah. There's usually not much of an in-between.
Yeah.
A fun story I like to tell, or I say fun, is I had one day in, I want to say October last year, where I had 3 different Surge fights. All of them I entered at above half HP tunnel, and then that will get rid of the stack, so it doesn't matter that it's at the top, and it just compresses our menu a little bit, and moves Bike into slot 1.
So this
route...
Oh
yeah, you get to trash the Caterpie. Wait, nice.
So this route and the next dungeon, Rock Tunnel, this is where the extra levels come into play. As some of these Pokemon that I'm one-shotting would otherwise be ranges. You want to talk about ranges?
Yeah, sure. So, as with every Pokemon game, your damage is not a fixed value, unless you're using specifically fixed damage moves such as Sonic Boom, which would do 20. If you're doing any type of move, there's like, the game will do a roll to see how much of the maximum damage you will do. In most games, the rolls are out of 16, so there's a 1 out of 16 chance you do the maximum damage possible in most games. In Gen 1, and I think Gen 2 as well, it's actually out of 39, so there are things called 1 out of 39 max rolls. Basically, it's the maximum damage you can take, and there's a 1 out of 39 chance you would take that, or roll that. For us, when we're attacking opponents, there's a something out of 39 chance that we will kill. Assuming we don't Gen 1 miss, of course. With Gentleman Candy, we have extra levels, and a slight amount of stat experience that allows us to guarantee some Pokemon. Namely, the Oddish coming up here, and also the Venonat from before Rock Tunnel. And so we can just go ahead and thrash without worrying too much. Actually, wait, the Growlithe as well, maybe? I don't know the exact damage rolls for Gentlemandy.
But the point is that these fights are easier than if we were not to go for the extra experience, for the extra levels.
Yeah, the Oddish, for example, has Sleep Powder, and Sleep Powder, while you're thrashing, is one of the worst combinations ever. Yeah, I don't have a better way to describe it. It just sucks.
So in this game, you can actually use repels before they wear off, so I'm doing that right now to skip the repel text.
And you don't need the full value of the repel here in Rock Tunnel, so you can just go ahead and cut it off early to save some time.
So you actually can't see the trainers here. I don't have flash, so you're wondering how I'm going to go through this.
Wait, you skipped flash?
I know. How am I going to go through this? I seem to be going through it pretty well, though.
Yeah. You're doing pretty well.
Nice blindfolded rock tunnel.
Yeah.
But
so,
you can see the walls, but you can't see the trainers. So there are like 6 opportunities where if you're like a tile off, you're hitting an optional trainer.
Yeah. And it's also nice that in Gen 1, there aren't really spinners, so every Pokemon trainer every optional is facing a certain direction and has a very set amount of vision, so you just know where to not bike. There are technically spinners in Gen 1, actually, but they just happen to have no vision, so you don't care that they exist. Unless you're doing, like, Catch-em-all, in which case... the spinners are hilarious.
Okay, I see it back.
Hey, I'm in an ad break. Okay, that means that's a good sign.
Okay.
That's a good sign. That's a good sign.
Okay. Hold on.
XD.
Alright.
Ooh,
alright.
Okay. Retro, you actually have a really good question that I just noticed.
Okay, I'm gonna continue.
I'll answer it when...
3, 2, 1, go.
Alrighty, so we are finishing up with Rock Tunnel. And then we head on west, because we can't really go through Lavender Tower quite yet. We will be going through that very soon, though. But we're just gonna go... Alright, so... we're now on the Gambler fight. In Gen 1, it's Gambler. In future gens, it'll be Gamer, because censorship or something. Because you don't want gambling in this type of game, in a children's game. But for now, it's Gambler, not Gamer. That Growlithe is actually a pretty favorable range with Bubble Beam, so kind of weird that you missed it. But you're also at 66 HP, so it's totally okay to miss that range, at least. So now we're going to go to the underground to get through Saffron City, which is currently closed. Nice little handy elixir on the way, so we just go ahead and grab it.
There's also a nugget in there, which you can use as like a safety measure to buy extra items, but I shouldn't need to do that since this run right now is going pretty okay.
Just don't die. Just don't die and it's fine. But now we're gonna go shopping. Like, most likely the last shopping trip of the run. We're gonna get a lot of amazing items, the first of which is TM07. That teaches the best move in the game. We're also going to get even more super repels. These are the strongest repels that we're going to be grabbing in this run. There are max repels, but Celadon doesn't really sell them, so we just don't grab them. And then we're going to go buy a Pokédoll, which lets us flee from an encounter when we use it. Comes into handy in a very neat way quite soon. And then we're going to go to get some drinks and trade them in. Each time you trade in a distinct TM to the girl on this top floor, she will give you a TM. And some of those TMs are amazing. And one of them is amazing, actually. The other is unfortunately necessary.
Unfortunately, yes.
So yeah. Not sure if it's clear which one is which, but it'll make itself clear quite soon. And now we're going to get the best item in the game, and that's the X accuracy. We're also going to get some other X items, such as X speeds, X attacks, and X specials. Yeah.
I actually had a little bit extra money because I bought 4 instead of 5 Pokeballs in the beginning, so I actually had an extra money to buy an extra X item if I wanted to, but I shouldn't need to.
Yeah, that should be fine. Now we're gonna go get the HM for Fly, which is also a really useful item. We only use it once, as we would with a TM. We're gonna teach Pidgey Fly, and that will let us zoom around the map a whole lot faster than we did previously. Also, nice little version difference between yellow and red. You take the bottom tile entering the forest house because in yellow, the game just teleports you up, so it just saves a tile for some reason. Whereas in red, you would actually have to enter from the top. Now, fun menuing section here. I want to teach some really okay moves right here. And we're also gonna swap our X accuracies up in the bag because we're going to be using one on the next fight, actually. And then we do what we want to do, and that's teach Fly.
Yeah, so Fly is technically optional, completely optional, but it saves so much time to use Fly throughout the game.
And it's faster to just walk to Lavender Tower. Also, the cursor is still stuck at the bottom of the bag, so using the bike isn't really an option. So this is Lavender Rival. At 60-something HP, I don't know what you're at right now. 66. The fight is totally free. Yeah, still, yeah. The fight is totally free.
Oh no, he growled. What am I gonna do? Let's use Horn Drill.
Oh no.
Whoa, one hit KO. How am I doing this?
Wow. Isn't it supposed to have 30% accuracy? What?
So when you use an X accuracy, it removes the entire concept of accuracy, which also includes the possibility of Gen 1 missing. When you combine X accuracy along with Horn Drill, then as long as you're faster than the Pokemon, then you'll always hit the Horn Drill.
And then you just one-shot. And if you're not faster, it's okay, because you have X speeds to patch up your speed. So, you just absolutely demolish all of the pokes from here on out. That being said, X accuracies are really expensive, and you only have limited Horn Drills per set of PP. So you can't just drill everything from here on out. Shoutouts to the task and just YOLO drilling and not even using an X accuracy.
YOLO drilling, that's bold.
Oh, yeah. There have been some crazy YOLO drills, RTA, before. It's pretty nutty and really stupid, but...
Hey, sometimes you just gotta save your run.
No, you don't save your run by doing that. It's just trolling at that point.
Yeah.
But hey, if you hit, it makes for amazing content if you can hit like 3 in a row. So we're using Rock Slide here on the Ghosts. This is the move that is unfortunately necessary, because there's nothing that can kill these Ghastlies in one shot, other than Rock Slide. Like, the one move that would be able to kill these Ghastlies is Dig, but the problem with Dig is Nidoking can't learn Dig. So instead you have to stash Dig onto someone else. In this case, Charmander, and you just have to hope that you hit your rock slides.
Yeah, it's
which
pretty
are
funny
90% accurate.
that Nidoking can learn all these like crazy moves, but it cannot learn damage.
Yeah. Thunderbolt, Bubble Beam.
But later on, in later
Nerf
gens,
as well.
Nidoran does get nerfed pretty badly.
Yeah. And also, there's a lot of things that just change that make Nidoking just not good from here on out.
Yeah. But yeah, so what's unfortunate about using Rock Slide is that it's not exactly I don't know the exact accuracy for Rock Slide, but if you
90%.
90%, if you miss Rock Slide, then these Ghastlies, like especially the first Chandler, you miss Rock Slide, depending on how much HP you have, you're probably dead. It has Ghastlies. Yeah. All these Ghastlies have Nightshade, which does quite a bit of damage. There's Lick, which can paralyze you, and then they have another move.
Confuse Ray.
Confuse Ray, yeah, Confuse Ray.
There have been some funny deaths where, like, after the heal pad, you miss Rock Slide, you get confused, and then you just hit yourself so much that you just flat out die.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen that before. It's great. But another advantage of Yellow is you don't have to be in Red Bar. Like, in Red, you're generally in Red Bar to save time, because Red Bar is ridiculously busted. But if you're not close to Red Bar, it's just not worth taking the time out to take the damage to get into Red Bar in Yellow. So missing Rock Slide on those Ghastlies is generally okay. Like, yeah, you can, but you can still you lose a lot of time, and you can damage yourself to the point where you can die, and then you can damage yourself to the point where you do die. Yeah. Here's a section where Yellow is faster than Red. The top of Lavender Tower. Here in Yellow, we only fight Jesse and James. Just go ahead and X-Act, drill. Simple, easy, we're done. In Red, there are 3 different rockets that we have to fight individually. And they have more pokes in total. Like, they all have like 3 or 4 pokes or so. So, it's faster in Yellow, surprisingly enough. So, we now finish up. We should probably talk about how we got here so fast. Normally, you in normal
that's right.
playthrough, you have to go to the Rocket Underground, which is like behind a poster in the game corner in Celadon. But by using the Pokédoll, we actually just run from the Marowak, and the game sets that fight as a win. And by doing that, we just don't have to get the Sylph Scope to identify the ghost, which is a Marowak, by the way.
I'm sure a lot of people are upset about that. What is this guy doing? This is glitchless.
How are you glitching the game? Some really weird, really crazy thing, though, was, like, last year there was a bug report released by, I think, Mr. Cheese, that, like, said that they knew it was a thing in Yellow, and they left it in, and they just went ahead and intended it for it to happen, so... Dumb thing, but it's not a glitch.
That's good for us, because that saves, like, what, 4 or 5 minutes or something like that? You have to go to Rocket Game Corner, and that's a huge detour.
Yeah. Going to the Game Corner, entering it is not too bad, but going through it takes forever. A fun little version difference in terms of the routes. In Yellow, we're going to actually go to floor 10 now, and we haven't beaten out all of the Sylph rockets, so there's actually a rocket waiting for us, so we're going to be fighting another optional. Oh my gosh, you're fighting an optional.
1 minute loss.
But here it's actually faster in Yellow. There was like a 2-day stretch where we didn't fight this guy. Back when they were rerouting Ice Beam for like Ice Beam 2.0. There's like a 2-day stretch where the route skipped this guy and just went to this area later. But here, you just X-Act drill. Simple, Easy. We're done with the fight. And now we get to pick up some really neat items that this guy guards.
We have TM26, a rare candy, and Carbos, and all three of these items are just too good to pass over, so it's worth getting these early.
Oh yeah, the Carbos actually just gets used right away, huh? Yeah, you go for it, you go.
We're gonna get rid of Rock Slide because we do not need Rock Slide anymore.
We do not need it anymore. So yes, we used it 4 times, and we are officially done with that stupid move. It's great.
And then we're also gonna use our 2 rare candies.
So from here on out, we're actually going to be using 100% accurate moves. So that's really neat.
Assuming no Gen 1 miss.
Horn Drill is not 100% accurate, but every time we use Horn Drill, we're using an X-Act, so it's essentially 100%. Let's just call it that. Like, it's effectively that. It's 100% accurate for the price of a 1 bag entry. It's not too bad. How did they know the Pokédoll skip was a thing? I don't know how they knew, but they knew. So, I actually don't know.
Earthquake immediately gets its use right here on this Arbok.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this Arbok can paralyze you. It has Glare. It can paralyze you, and then you have to heal it off afterwards.
Getting Earthquake early is really neat because the Pokemon in Yellow's version of Sylph are bulkier, and also you don't have the moves to kill those Pokemon, so just using Earthquake instead happens to be really neat. So you actually just go out of your way to fight an optional to get Earthquake early for Sylph. Here, coming up here is Sylph Rival. With the power of Earthquake, it's actually not too bad of a fight. In Red, it can be free or the hardest thing of all time.
And
depending
without the Carbos, you actually don't get the Carbos in regular PB attempts, but with the Carbos, I can actually skip using an X speed in this fight.
Yeah.
Oh no, he lowered my accuracy.
Wait, really? Okay. Oh yeah, Sand Attack, right, yeah. Well, guess what? By the power of X accuracy, we don't care. Heck yeah. So we get to Horn Drill some bulkier Pokemon, like the Sandslash and the Cloyster, and we use Earthquake to kill the things that we can kill. Because, like I said, we don't have that many Horn Drills, so we can't just spam that, even though it's a faster move than Earthquake.
Also, this is the first fight where winning or losing the rival in the beginning of the game matters, which as you can see now, he has a Flareon. Otherwise, if I lost, then he would have had a Vaporeon.
Yeah, and the rival wants to round out his type coverage, because he likes type advantages.
No, Retro.
Your accuracy can be lowered once you use an X accuracy, but the thing is it doesn't matter, because an X accuracy lets you bypass accuracy checks. So even if you're at -6 accuracy, it doesn't matter anymore, you're going to hit. Also, shoutouts to Lapras. Let's see. Lapras is a bulky Pokemon. It can be really troll, depending on what game you're playing. In Gen 1, Lapras is not a troll. But instead, we go ahead and grab Lapras here, because Lapras can learn Surf and Strength. We grab Lapras instead of Squirtle, even though Squirtle can do the same thing. Partially because Squirtle in Vermilion City comes with 3 different moves, and you're trying to teach this Surf Strength Pokemon 2 different moves. So if you grab Squirtle, you have to teach one of those moves over Tackle or something like that. With Lapras, it comes with 2 moves, so you just teach it Surf and Strength, and it's all good. Another nice bonus about doing that is take 1 center meantime, so 1 fewer poke that Nurse Joy has to deposit. That's not as significant of a difference, though. Also, we're done with Jesse and James, so see ya later. Now we go fight Giovanni. He tells us that he recognizes us or something.
I've never seen him in my life.
Yeah, I don't know this guy. He's just some weird, creepy guy that happens to be in the boss's room.
So this fight is normally this fight is pretty painful, but with this route, it's not a big deal.
With the current route, it's actually okay as well. You just have to, depending on what HP you're at, because the current route can get red bar off of Sylph Rival, and then it's like, now you have to actually be careful.
Yeah.
But we're at, like, almost 100 HP, which is really good, because that's just gonna kill stuff. Gonna go ahead and horn drill the Rhyhorn and the Nidoqueen, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, so my HP is good, so I don't actually have to use a super potion later, which is nice.
Alright.
And in this game, this place is considered as a dungeon, so I can actually dig out of here.
So this is one of the buildings you can dig out of, but that's just because the game doesn't really count it as a building. But we set our warp point by taking the center, so now we have dug out to Celadon. From here on out, when we use the move Dig, we're going to be going to Celadon. And that's really neat, because Celadon is just a really good hub for everything we want to do. There's a gym in Celadon, there's a gym in Saffron, there's a gym in Fuchsia, and we actually have to go to Fuchsia by going to the west. So, just going ahead and setting our warp point to Celadon is really good.
And goodbye, Starlax.
Aw, oh, man, you didn't Master Ball it. Oh no. But
Oh,
technically that's an option for Surf and Strength. Just grab the Master Ball and catch Snorlax.
Oh man.
That's just so slow. Especially when there's a Lapras for free waiting for you.
So
right.
Now we're in Cycling Road, and I'm actually not holding the controller right now. You go down automatically, which you want to do.
Hands free.
Yeah.
Right.
I will have to put my hand back onto the controller, like right here. I did get a rare candy, which I'm going to be using in a little bit. And
yeah.
Now we're heading up to the Safari Zone. This is actually the point within, like, normally in the other route, this would actually be the point where, depending on how much HP you have coming out of Silph-Co, you can actually do a different gym order. Normally, you would do Koga, then Sabrina, then Erica, but with this route, I'm going to go to Sabrina, then Koga, then Blaine, and then Erica. It just works out that way.
Yeah. So, here, the Safari Zone, depending on what run you watch or do, this can be just a quick breeze, or it can be absolute hell. And there's not much of an in-between, for some reason. For us, we're just gonna repel through it, because we couldn't care less about what Pokemon are in here. So, yeah. Just gonna go get some items that we need. Full restore right here. The gold teeth, and then get the HM for Surf. Yeah, I'm behind you again. If you haven't noticed that. Sorry.
That's fine.
Alright, let's see. So, let's see. What is it? Yeah. in Gen 1, the game actually prevents you from digging out of, or from flying out of the Safari Zone for some reason. So we actually have to dig out. So we're just gonna go ahead and use dig, because we happen to have that. Heck yeah.
So biking to Saffron to the gym is just a little bit faster than flying to Saffron.
Yeah,
And
the center in
and
Saffron
I just
is
went
like
inside
the
the main
bottom
building.
of the city. Oh, you went to the fighting dojo?
Yeah.
Hey, you can get your choice of a Hitmonlee or a Hitmonchan or something. I don't
but-
know.
Oh no, I forgot to save.
Okay. We're at a type disadvantage, so you're
Yeah.
gonna have to play very carefully.
Okay, she has an Abra. Okay. Level 50? And I'm only 39?
Oh. Okay. Yeah, you're kind of underleveled,
Flash?
bro.
Okay. Another Flash? Okay, we just win. So it is physically
Alright.
impossible to lose this fight.
Unless you mess up.
Unless you're pseudo-trainer.
Oh. Rip, pseudo-trainer. No, so yeah. This is the fun part about leading with your weakest Pokemon. We just set up in the face of Abra, and Abra doesn't have damaging moves, so we set up an X accuracy, and we set up an X speed. X speed lets us outspeed Alakazam, and the X accuracy lets us drill Alakazam. So yeah, we just go ahead and win the fight without trying. One of the few fights in Gen 1 where the win rate is literally 100%. It actually might be the only one in yellow. Probably, right?
I don't know. But, so that's also... So right there, two things. One is, we bought a lot of items from Celadon City so that we can have 20 items, because from here on out, we don't want gym leader TMs, otherwise they're going to talk about the TM that you got. So you save quite a bunch.
And they're going to give it to you, too.
Yeah, so, and that's 5 TMs that we're skipping over, so overall that saves quite a bit of time. The other thing is I actually dug out of the gym, you can dig out of the gym, but the way I dig out of there is if you dig out of a teleporter spot, then you just get the teleporter animation.
Yeah, so it doesn't have you spin before you rise up and get out of the place. It just gets you out. Tass actually gets one of the TMs in the late game, but we're done getting TMs from gym leaders. Like, we had a use for all 3 of the TMs that we actually got. We sold Bud for like $1,000, which got us an X accuracy essentially. We taught Bubble Beam and Thunderbolt. We still have Thunderbolt. We're actually going to keep that move for the rest of the run. All of the other TMs we're not going to use, and because we're not going to use, we don't even want to get them. Ironically, the TM that actually gives the most dialogue is the first one, Bide, because Brock has to explain what a TM is and the fact that it's one-time use only and all that. Well, the thing is, you literally can't fill up your bag fast enough by the time you beat Brock, so we just had to go ahead and grab that TM, and we can just go ahead and just sell it. Gets us a little bit of cash.
So we're coming up to Koga, and in red, this fight's like super free, but this time, it's not so much.
Yeah, it's playing safely. You'll still win almost all the time, but it's just worth it to be careful and all that.
Yeah. So we have a much different team. In red, he has a Wheezing that can learn self-destruct, and that has self-destruct, and you die from it. But he does not have a Wheezing, and instead he has 3 Venonats and a Venomoth. The Venonats are terrifying.
And they're higher level.
The Venonats are terrifying because they know Psychic and Psybeam, which are both really terrible. Psychic can Special Fall you. And then also they have Sleep Powder, which just loses time.
Yeah. But, let's see. So far, so good. So we're going to be drilling everything. We do need to set up the next speed. So... We're gonna have to not get crit somewhere. Nice. Not red bar, unfortunately, but red bar's not too significant, so it's okay. You just take what you have. That's just a common theme when it comes to red bar in Pokemon Yellow. You just take whatever you get, and you generally don't force red bar on yourself, because it takes time to take that damage, and you don't save as much time as your reward for taking that damage.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're not going to get the Toxic TM, and we're just going to head on out. We're in the area, so we're going to go bike and get strength as well, so that's pretty convenient.
Something that I'm doing with these menus is, in order to get on my bike, I'm actually using the B button, and there's these like really cool menuing techniques that people do in order to save time on menus.
Yeah. The game reapplies inputs in really bizarre behaviors, and you can scroll through menus quickly and all sorts of crazy things. Let's see. So we're gonna go get the Mom Heal. Not too many speedruns that go ahead and get the Mom Heal. Yellow is one of them. I read Elite 4 Round 2 is one of the other ones. That might be it. Actually don't know. I mean, there's also, like, the Sinnoh games, but that doesn't really count, because you kind of have to get the running shoes and to progress the game. So we're going to teach Lapras Strength and Surf now, because we need to actually use Surf. Now we head on to Cinnabar. The Cinnabar gym is currently locked. There's a key to open it. It's called the Secret Key. For some reason, we already know where it is. It's in the Cinnabar Mansion. It's at the basement, so we have to actually go and walk over there and grab it. In there, actually, we can get encounters. The reason that is because repels only get rid of the Pokemon that are lower level than you. We're only at level 43, and there are, like, level 43 or 46 or so Eradicates. And so we can potentially trigger encounters here.
It's a 5% chance, so you're not likely to see one, but it can happen.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna grab this Carbos so I could raise my base speed for later fights.
Yeah. Here at the statue is a move. It's a TM right there on the right of the machine. The statue, I mean. We're not going to grab it, and we will happily ignore it.
It contains Blizzard, which is technically faster, but it's also 90% accurate. So it's a harder run overall. You have to use Blizzard. Okay, no encounters.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right. You don't grab you don't do Alexit's face. You don't grab the mansion candy. On this route. So yeah, we just dig out. Now we're gonna do the Blaine fight.
All right. I want you to hold my hand on the questions here.
Just read them to me, and I'll see if I can tell you what they are.
All right. Caterpie Moses the Butterfree.
Worded really poorly, but yes. It really is worded really poorly, but yes.
There are 9 gym badges.
What? Not in this game. And not in any game.
All I evolved 3 times.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that, but you got it correct, so it's fine.
This one is our Thunder.
He's not saying yes to everything.
Yeah, that's true.
Of course not. I know my type advantages.
And then this last one is hilarious. This one's my favorite one. Game 28 contains Tombstoner.
The real Tombstoner were the friends we made along the way. This gym is actually faster in yellow than red. On a more serious note, in red, the game gives you like a bunch of warnings about, like every machine gives you the warning that if you get it wrong, you have to face a trainer. But the game developers wisened up for yellow. They realized you heard it once, you don't need to hear it 5 times. Or 6 times, actually. Wait, 5 times. There's 5 machines. Wait, how many are there?
There's 6 of them. There's 6 of them.
There's 6. Whatever.
Yeah.
Something. I don't know. I don't care. But here's Blaine. We have to set up an X attack to try to kill the Arcanine. And we do it on the Rapidash, actually. Which is kind of interesting. Because Rapidash knows the move Growl. And that can basically undo your attack boost, but you just go through and then you just try to crit the Arcanine. Because crit does kill.
The other thing about this fight is one of his Pokemon, I forget which one, but one of them has Fire Spin, which could lose you a lot of time.
I think it's Rapidash.
Rapidash?
I think it's Rapidash. Some older versions of the yellow runs and routes actually could fight Blaine at lower HPs. And at lower HP values, it's actually better to set up the X attack on the first poke than the second one, but you can but win rate's just better for us setting it up on Rapidash. I don't know what the inflection point is though. I guess I can look it up right now. Because I'm at a computer.
So, you may notice that we actually delayed fighting Erica quite early, we delayed fighting Erica until pretty late into the run, and that's because when we first arrived at Celadon, our moveset was not good enough to fight Erica.
But now we have the badge boost from Blaine, which raises our special, so Ice Beam just kills everything. Yeah. So now we actually now have a complete set of badge boosts. We probably should have mentioned that earlier, but it's not too significant until the late game, and we are now in the late game. So we have the attack boost from the Boulder Badge from Brock. We have the defense boost from Surge, and then we have the speed boost from Koga, and that is correct. The game tells you that Surge's badge raises your speed and Koga's badge raises your defense, but for some reason, the reality is they're switched. So, and then Blaine's raises your special. So now we have a complete set of badge boosts, which will come into play in the Elite Four, actually, for mainly the Elite Four.
Now Now we have 7 badges, and now it's time to take on the Viridian Gym.
Oh yeah, I heard that it's open now. So let's go
How
get
did you
our
hear?
last gym badge. I don't know. just word spreads quickly, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, we blitzed through all the gyms after a pretty long period of time between the 3rd and 4th gym badge. Now we're going to go complete our set of gym badges. First off, fighting a few trainers here. This cool trainer with the Rhyhorn, and then one of everybody's best friends in red.
Yeah, that trainer would be bad in red, but since we have a lot of HP in this game, it's the black belt's free.
Yeah. Can be a troll and make you heal, but I think... Wait, you might already have to heal anyway, so it doesn't matter then. No, you're actually at living HP, never mind.
Yeah.
Right now, at least. We'll see what happens here on the choke.
Okay, we don't have to heal.
Alright.
But I am gonna save, though.
Yes. Okay. Yes. So way earlier, I set up, like, there's this one poke that's really fast and if it crits, it will absolutely obliterate you. That's Giovanni. And Giovanni leads a Dugtrio. It's like one of the fastest Pokemon in the game, and if you get hit by a crit, you just die. Like, a regular hit already deals around 100 damage, so... And we clearly don't have 200 to deal with a crit, so, yeah.
And then I'm gonna walk out and then walk back in, and that's to reset the position of the trainers. You don't want to use these, these, like, panels that spin you around, because you move, like, really, really slow.
Could be a fun way to finish off, if once we get underestimate, we can just go to the rocket hideout and just try to go through it. That'd be so bad.
I don't remember how to go through it, though.
I've done enough Fire Leaf Green. I can try to tell you where to go.
Alright, but here we go.
The Pokédoll skip doesn't work outside of Gens 1 and 2.
Okay. So the Dugtrio has the Dugtrio has Dig and Earthquake, which both do like at maximum 110 damage. So they're pretty powerful. Since Dugtrio did not go for either one of those, I had nothing to worry about. I just win from here.
Yeah, free fight. So Giovanni can just guard spec for some reason. So that's what he did, and now the fight's free. Let's see. I think Dugtrio also has Fissure, which is totally fine, because Oko moves only kill stuff that you're faster than, and after an X speed, Nidoking's faster than Dugtrio, so Fissure can't hit. It's not even 30% accurate, it's just 0% accurate at that point.
And then that Rhydon that I just defeated right there, if for some reason, if you give it a turn to attack, it will always kill you from full HP. It shows no mercy.
How do you know this? You don't have to answer.
I don't have to.
Oh man.
But that Rhydon shows no mercy if you let it attack.
But yeah, Giovanni's TM is Fissure. The task picks it up. We don't, because we don't need an extra Oko move. We just need Earthquake. And now we're gonna not heal, actually, because we're already at an insanely high HP still. Because we took no damage on the Giovanni fight.
Very good, because then it makes this next fight a little bit less stressful.
Yeah, at this HP, Viridian Rival is free. In red, the fight is, like, free from any HP, assuming you're doing like a horn drill route or a horn drill fight. But in yellow, the rival leads Sand Slash, which can actually hit you. So, but from 128, you don't die. Not even to a slash, which always crits. So, goodbye, rival. Smell you later. I just thought of that right now. So, if that delivery sounded very awkward, that is why. Sorry, I had to do that. I thought of it in my head, and I just thought that was too good to pass up on the opportunity.
The crazy thing about this fight is, after you beat him, he's gonna say, I'm ready for the Elite Four. You need more practicing to do. I'm heading off to the Pokemon League. See you later.
Yeah. Yeah, he does. That's just a weird thing about the early gen rivals. Like, they're all just total douchebags and total jerks. But nowadays the rivals are all buddy-buddy, and they even help you out with your type advantages. So yeah. But these are the olden days, when X accuracies and horn drills and Mudokings and crazy things are absolutely busted.
So with all the badges that we obtain, we're gonna go ahead and register them through all these guards right here. What's really nice about this place is that you actually get to hear this music in yellow, whereas in red you just hear the bike theme.
Yeah. Only the bike theme and the surf music when you're in the water.
I hate the bike theme.
Yep, that's a fun thing about red. Like, for 40 to 50 minutes you hear nothing but red bar and the bike music. Whereas here you actually get to hear some other stuff. You still hear a lot of bike music, don't get me wrong, but you do hear some other stuff from time to time.
Okay, nice. Normally you would repel there, but I usually like to go through those two grass tiles. You're not very likely to get an encounter there. I just like it just makes it so that repel management is less strict in Victory Road.
Yeah, that's true.
In Victory Road, if you're normally if you repel there, then that means you have to not make a single tile of a movement error. Otherwise, your repel is going to wear out earlier than you want it to.
There is a way to get a few extra tiles, but it's not something that you want to do, and I'm gonna not try to explain more about it until it happens, or if it happens, because we're not guaranteed. There is a pretty decent chance, though.
Alright, so hopefully, if I can do it, I got a little, something special.
Really hard trick.
Still amazing, though. Alright, here we go. Let's see if I can do this.
Alright. Frame perfect! Frame perfect! Wait, what? What in the... what?
I'm trying so hard!
What in the...
I'm trying
what? Wait.
so hard!
I haven't seen that in so long. It's fine, though.
Okay, so what I was trying to do was Swag Boulder. If you have like 2 frames to where as soon as you push the boulder, you can face a different direction, and then the dust particles go somewhere else. It looks really cool, but it loses time, but it's so cool.
Yeah. TAS actually uses Swag Boulder to pass RNG frames to dodge encounters. It's really awesome. Because you're not repelling in the TAS. And now we're going to go to the Elite Four PC, and we're going to deposit everything. Except for Nidoking, obviously, because we need to use it.
We're also gonna heal. We absolutely need to take this. If we're at higher HP, then we could actually skip this.
We can consider skipping, yeah.
And I shouldn't need to do this, but just in case, I'm gonna buy extra full restores.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fair. Because I think you have 2.
I have 2. Yeah, I still have 2.
Oh, 6. Oh my goodness, now you have 8. Yeah, you're totally fine now.
Yeah. Hopefully, ideally, I only need 2, but if I get absolutely destroyed, which is possible in this game, then it becomes worth it.
It becomes like 3. I don't think it's ever become 4 for me. And generally, you also have super potions as an option.
Yeah.
But for marathon safety, why the heck not? So this is Lorelei.
Okay, I need that X speed. Good thing I saved though.
Wait, hang on. There's gotta be a way to. I think you can just like X special on Agatha next time around, I guess, but I don't know if you can on this route. I don't actually know. It's been a while since I did this route.
It says X speed on Agatha, so.
Yeah, yeah. It's like an X-spec version of the fight, where you like spec once, and then I think you go for a KO range on the Golbat. I don't know.
Either way, it's not bad. Either way, so it's just X accuracy and horn drill for this fight. In red, you take advantage of Lorelei's AI, where the Dugong rests on turn 2, but it doesn't really work the same way this time.
So you have to just set up in its face. World record gets a Gen 1 miss Bubble Beam, actually.
Oh, really?
That's the crazy Gen 1 miss that I was talking about way earlier. Retro, you have a good question in chat. So why not put Nidoking in the box? So in Gen 1, putting Pokemon in the box doesn't actually heal them. So if you put a fainted Pokemon in the box and then you withdraw it at some other point in time, it'll remain fainted. It's kind of dumb. And it can lead to some really hilarious shenanigans depending on... because you can actually deposit your full party and leave one Pokemon in your party that's totally fainted in red and blue. And then on a basically poison step counter check, I think, the game will realize you don't have anything alive, so they will black you out and send you back to somewhere. But but that doesn't really matter. It's a fun little troll thing, kind of a glitch. I don't know. I think it's a glitch. I don't really care though if it is or it isn't. Because you don't see that ever. Except for when I troll after actually finishing a run of red. This is Bruno, by the way. This fight is... I think it's just a guaranteed win with this HP. Don't remember.
Nice!
Actually,
he went for
there's technically a way to not... Oh, really?
Yeah. So there's Fire Punch which can burn, there's Ice Punch which can freeze, and if you have Ice Punch freeze, it's bad because you have to hope for Fire Punch to thaw out in Gen 1.
Or you can just, or you can Forest Store, right? Because we now have 8 Forest Stores.
Yeah, we have like a bunch of Forest Stores.
In a PvE attempt, using a Forest Store is kind of bad. It's really bad because you don't have that many. Like, most of the time you only have 2 on hand for a PvE attempt for the Elite Four. The box heal thing started in Gen 2, by the way, so it's only not a thing in Gen 1. In Gen 2, you actually box heal your Croconaw or your Raikou a couple of times, and then you box heal Blastoise a couple of times in Fire and Leaf Green. It's only not a thing in... It's actually, it's kind of not... I don't know what this exact system is nowadays with Let's Go and Sword and Shield, but it doesn't work like that because you can just go to the box at any time. Being able to box heal and just get a full health and full PP Pokemon just like that would be busted as heck.
So
I don't know what the exact
in a PB attempt, this fight is for this fight
Agatha!
you could lose a lot of time. As you can see right here, this is one example. This Gengar is right now. Oh my goodness. Okay, you know what?
Agatha, stop it.
Okay, I'm gonna heal just in case this happens to go bad. Come on, just hit through. Okay, good. Now just snap out on the next turn. Or, yeah, on the next turn, and then we should be fine.
Yeah. Hey there, Agatha. Troll Agatha has shown up. Hard to say I'm surprised.
Withdrawing?
So.
Oh boy. Come on, just... Oh no, just don't do it. Okay, at least no paralyzed.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen the swap in a while. That's interesting.
So this is what can happen. Pretty unfortunate. But
still can deal with it, but
yeah,
it sucks.
Okay, you're not likely to die, but it's really easy to lose a lot of time.
You're very likely to get trolled in some form, whether it's substitute or like para or confuse ray.
Mm-hmm.
Well, restore doesn't cure confusion.
Not in Gen
we saw
1.
that just now. Yeah, not in Gen 1. I should probably say that. I always forget about that type of stuff. You just get too used to the broken mechanics of Gen 1. And, yeah. So coming up here is Lance. Lance sucks.
So definitely saving for Lance. Actually, the next two fights we're going to be saving for.
Last two fights. We're almost there. We are almost there. But, man, it looks so far. Until you're done with the two fights themselves.
So, Lance starts out with Gyarados. It has Hydro Pump, and it does, at maximum, 132 damage. With a critical, it always one-shots. So you don't see that very often. Or we could just get really lucky and get a miss.
Yeah. And the fight isn't over from there. Whereas it's basically just done from there with Red if you don't jump on it. Smelled us so many times later that he's gotten so good. Wow. Let's try to make his stay as champion really short, shall we?
Also, in this fight, animations are on for whatever reason, but here we go.
Dang it! I was gonna patronize you for turning on animations or something.
Oh.
I had to spoil it. No, it's fine.
And that's a crit. Alright, cool.
Wait, no! Alright, I'll go ahead and patronize you now, then. Shall we?
Dang, you're so good at
Almost deathless.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, we did die in Bugcatcher too,
right?
but yeah.
But still a pretty okay number of deaths. Especially for a marathon.
But you are, that's not surprising to die right there in this fight for this game.
Yeah, Earthquake crit just demolishes you. Yeah, nothing crazy to say. The Blizzard route actually, on the Blizzard route, this specific Nidoking, the 13 special Nidoking that Mchan's using, would actually be pretty bad, because you X speed, I think, and then by X speeding you don't have as much special, and you have to Blizzard the Sand Slash, so on the 13 special Nido it's actually at range. But we don't really have that type of problem on the Ice Beam route, so the 13 special Nido is actually better than the 14 special Nido, because 13 special has more HP than the 14 special Nido. You leveled out a red bar, which is unfortunate, but again, you just kind of take what you can. And the fight's over, by the way.
Yeah, we just win from here. The Executor can use Hypnosis, but even then it still cannot kill you.
It doesn't have any damaging.
Yeah, this Magneton, I actually learned like 2 days ago that this is actually a range to kill in one shot. But we got the range. It's a very favorable range, thankfully. But yeah.
Wait, is it a range on Flareon route?
Yeah.
I thought it's only a range with Vaporeon.
It is a range.
Huh.
I found that out 2 days ago.
Alright. But yeah, it generally just does nothing to you, so it doesn't matter too much. You just lose a turn.
But yeah, we win from here.
So, we are done. Congratulations on becoming the new champion of the Kanto region.
And I don't think we've seen a single Gen 1 miss throughout the run.
I was really hoping for something stupid to happen, but oh well. I mean, the fewer dumb things that happen, the more likely you finish, the more likely things go according to plan.
Yeah.
Still a lot of things that just kind of went haywire, but still very good.
Yeah, it's just
very solid showcase.
The biggest thing was was losing like about 6 minutes in the forest just from having to reset the first 2 fights.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this was a pretty good run. Outside of that, I'm pretty happy with how this went. Definitely more proud of how this run went compared to my red run last year. So I'll take it.
Yep, we take those. So now we're going to go ahead and register our Pokemon. We only have Nidoking, so it only registers Nidoking. One advantage of depositing everything. For Pokemon cries that you have to hear, fewer Pokemon that get registered in the Hall of Fame.
201 IGT. Okay.
Heck yeah.
Alright, time. 210.01. Alright. So, overall, like, even though, like, Yellow's, endgame segments are much harder than in Red, I still personally believe that that Yellow is a much easier run to get into than
It is absolutely easier. Getting into it, slightly harder, but at least that's my opinion. But actually finishing and all that, and getting enjoyment out of it, Yellow's the better version.
Yeah, you get more runs going outside of early game in Yellow, with the trade-off of a harder late game. But yeah, overall, like if you're interested in running this game, Red, or any other Pokemon games, we do have Pokemon Discords for whichever generation that you want to learn. So you can
whichever console.
Yeah, exactly. So whichever and the community is pretty helpful too. You can ask whatever you want, and there's always someone out there to answer your questions.